Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. It is Wednesday, May 11th, ladies and gentlemen, in the great state shining of Texas right now. It was 90-something odd degrees, but I tell you what, I feel cool being in the building with y'all tonight. Welcome back to the Truth Seekers Live podcast. Today we are talking about Dennis Sperling. That's right, Dennis Sperling, ladies and gentlemen. What you're seeing right now in front of you is the reality show of the gentleman. That's his wife. That's Dennis there that you saw in a quick clip. And this guy is an attorney, okay? He's an attorney, currently active. He is wealthy, according to him. We're going to check out a lot of information as it regards and as it pertains to him. So you just go ahead and get nice and comfy. Welcome to the Truth Seekers Live broadcast. If you're watching this on the replay, which a lot of y'all are, make sure you like the video, thumbs up the video, as we go ahead and present the first part of our truth-seeking broadcast podcast tonight. You know what it is. It's the news. It's the national day of the day today and the news. Today is Brain Injury Awareness Week. That is kind of the CTE and the Concussion Awareness Week. So for all of your mothers out there whose kids play football and sports, keep an eye on the kids who have contact type of physical interactions. Make sure that they're okay and that nothing's too off. National Eat What You Want Day, ladies and gentlemen. We do that every day here. Of course, we do that every day. National Foam Rolling Day. It's also National Receptionist Day. We don't thank the receptionists enough. They usually get the bad side of the flack, and the only time you ever think of the receptionist is usually when they end up messing up, right? National School Nurse Day. Shout out to all the school nurses and shout out to all the nurses, period. And you know what? We're going to end the days of the day today on that note because we love our nurses, the true American heroes here. We have one news story coming to us from the great old state of South Carolina. A man dies of a heart attack while get this, burying the body of the woman he killed. In South Carolina, the news article says a man died of a heart attack while attempting to bury the body of someone authorities say he killed. Officers from Edgefield County Sheriff's Office arrived at a home in Trenton, that's New Jersey, I believe, on Saturday after receiving reports of an unresponsive man in his yard. Sheriff Jody Rowland went on to say, and County Coroner David Burnett said in a joint statement sent to USA Today. Imagine the irony of this, yo. You were trying to cover your tracks. Sorry about that. You're trying to cover your tracks. I switched my buttons around. That's what I'm about to do. Hang on one second, because that's gonna bug me for the rest of the time. I just got to switch these around. Oh, dang. I don't know if this is actually going to switch them. Oh, it does. The software is amazing. Shout out to Stream Deck and Elgato. Shout out to y'all. But imagine you're trying to cover up your tracks. You go to try and bury the body, and then you end up having a heart attack. Officers found 60-year-old Joseph Anthony McKinnon dead in his yard. But when investigating... Oh, hold on one second. Oh, I switched it. Oh, I see. Okay, there we go. But when investigating McKinnon's death and notifying next of kin, authorities found the body of 65-year-old Patricia Ruth Dent in a, quote, freshly dug pit. What in the heck? Authorities suspected McKinnon died of natural causes and that death was due to foul play, the statement said. Autopsies performed on Monday confirmed McKinnon's death was from a cardiac event while Dent died by strangulation. Well, I tell you what, karma came pretty quickly for him, wouldn't you say? So that's a hell of a story right there. That's going to be our only news article of the day. Dennis Sperling, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dennis Sperling's Twitter. I tried to go to his website, and I believe his website works. There was just some security errors and things like that there. But this is the man of the hour who we're talking about today. This is his Twitter handle, at Dennis D. Sperling. The first tweet that is actually popping up for us happened 43 minutes ago. Apparently, people are speculating that this is Kevin Samuels' daughter. When you line up their pictures beside each other, they do look very, very, very similarly related, and they do look very similar. Apparently, there's audio going around right now of the daughter, or this imposter, if you will, giving an account of everything that she had to experience growing up under or without Kevin. That's just simply not the case. So his last tweet that he just put out a few minutes ago was that this is not Kevin Samuels' daughter. Okay, so Dennis Sperling, getting back to this cat, is now the active attorney that's currently managing Kevin Samuels' YouTube estate, for lack of a better term. I don't know. I think that's the best way to put it, right? But he's the guy right now that is close to Kevin Samuels' mom. He has had a lot of history with Kevin Samuels. This is his YouTube channel right here. And once again, we'll explain why we're talking about this, but this is going to be a heck of an episode because this is, for all intensive purposes, and for us to see right now and to make an example of, one of the good guys, okay? This is one of the good guys, a wealthy black man who came from the streets, a wealthy black man who made himself an attorney, who used to be a musician and an artist and a rapper, and he's done everything, and including the corporate and the business side as well. I mean, when you talk about a completely well-rounded person, look, he even has a reality television show that you're watching on the dang YouTubes right now. There's more proof of this reality TV show because we have a picture of him and his ex-wife together as they were filming this new reality show, and the title of it was Co-Parenting with the Sperlings. That's right, Co-Parenting with the Sperlings. And so the woman on the left-hand side that you're looking at right now is his current wife, I believe. The woman on your right-hand side, Dennis Sperling's left-hand side, I want to say is his ex-wife, so far to my knowledge. Okay, and once again, this is the parts of the clip, parts of the clip you're watching right now is from his reality show. And so I'm not sure exactly how successful that was or whatever it might be, have you. But why we're talking about Dennis Sperling today is because of Kevin Samuels, obviously. And Dennis Sperling, once again, was one of the guys that was really, really, really close to Kevin. We showed this video before. We're going to go ahead and show it again. There's going to be an audio warning here, so just be careful. There's going to be a little audio. It might be a little loud for you, so turn your headphones down if you have headphones. We're going to go ahead and start this right now, okay?
If you ever been to Cartier, they do a good job after.
That's Dennis Sperling you see there.
So we appreciate you, Kevin. This is from my family to yours, to you. Thank you very much. You've done so much for our family. You introduced me to this beautiful woman who is soon to be my wife. She shot a shot.
Okay, so soon to be the wife. I don't know how many wives Dennis Sperling has at this point. I don't know who's his wife or whatever, because that's not either one of the wives that we just saw a few minutes ago. And this video is relatively, well, I don't know when this was recorded. Listen, we're not even here to talk about that. We're just here to talk about the fact that they were good friends. Right?
Significant characters. Significant characters. And so many of these little catchphrases.
I've been listening to that broadcast of you three with the city.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. Best of luck in that relationship. So that's that there. He's definitely very close with Kevin. Let's go ahead and watch one more video. This video has to do with something that he put out, and I believe this is more recent. This is on April the 24th, it says. Let's listen to this. This is once again Dennis Sperling, and then we're going to talk about why we're talking about one of the good ones today, right? One of the good ones.
You don't know how to properly tuck the ball because you don't want to listen to what the coach has to say because you don't like the way he talks to you. You don't know how to properly shoot your shot from the free throw line.
Okay.
Or you won't listen because you think you know better than the coach. You're a bad student. You're arrogant. You want to transfer. You want to leave your Division I college to go play at community college because you don't want to deal with what the D-line coach has to say to you.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I feel motivated to come play for you now on your team now, Dennis, okay? Those are the words I needed to hear as a woman.
You don't like the way he's talking to you, even though that's a guaranteed ticket to the pros. You a fool. And you deserve to be nobody. And you'll never be able to be who you are supposed to be because you're too arrogant and you get in your own way. You will not submit to the teachings of the master teachers.
Okay, so I don't know if he's talking about guys or girls or men or women right there. It sounds like, to be honest, that could be applied to both. That's a little bit of who Dennis Sperling is. Now, why are we even covering this to begin with? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's go ahead and begin, assuming I have my timestamps right. Here we go. This is why we're talking about this today.
And people like Kevin Samuels. Why? Because you have the people's ear. In other words, the people are listening to you nightly, as was the case with Kevin Samuels. And in fact, on many nights, he got more views.
Oh, hold on. I think I played the wrong clip again. I'm pretty sure I played the wrong clip. One second. I think this is the right clip. Here we go. Back at it. We'll go back. We'll go right back to that clip that we just showed. But give me 1 second.
But, when I look at the vitriolic response that's coming from certain sections of the community, I have to ask myself, what exactly did Kevin Samuels do? Right?
Okay, let's just pause it here. What did Kevin Samuels do? So I need you to genuinely understand right now that a lot of these guys are confused. They have no idea why Kevin is receiving so much hatred. Now, I need you to keep in mind, okay? The guy we're talking about right now has has children, currently has children, sons, and he has a family, wife, married, things of that nature. He's doing very well for himself, yada, yada, yada. But this is a guy or a man who's been married to multiple black women who, from what it seems like, has a healthy family. Like I said, I don't know about his current marriage situation or things of that nature. But once again, for all intents and purposes, this is one of the black male unicorns, quote unquote, that a lot of people in this space tend to talk about. Attorney, multimillionaire, willing to actually get married. Seems like he's a pretty sensible guy. Seems like he has a pretty good logical head on his shoulders, but is really mystified as to why Kevin Samuels is receiving so much hatred.
He do to deserve all this hate. You act like Kevin Samuels was Dylan Ruth. I mean, and you guys who don't know who Dylan Ruth is, he was that young man, a young white guy who shot up all those people in June 17th, 2015, in Charleston, South Carolina. You see, we haven't heard any outrage about him in over half a decade. And it's almost like the atrocities committed by him didn't count as much.
So he goes to compare Kevin to a church shooter named Dylan Roof, who was the guy that, like you said, just killed a whole bunch of black people because he was racist in church, right? Notice he used somebody that was an extreme racist, right? Not just an extreme racist, probably arguably the most racist of racists that racism can lead you to, right? I mean, the ultimate of white supremacy. Dylan Roof literally hated black people so much that he went to a church and blew the heads and the brains out of people because they were simply black. And the first comparison that immediately comes to Dennis Sperling's mind of, well, people hate this guy so much, is a guy who is Kevin Samuels being compared to Dylan Roof, right? Now, keep in mind, I think that this is subconsciously a bit of an interesting type of, connection that his brain made really quickly. And I need you to understand this as far as psychology works. He's trying to compare the hatred that Kevin Samuels is receiving right now via, people speaking online about all the atrocities that he's done. And we're not going to show a bunch of these videos right now of him saying all kinds of crazy stuff to black women and things of that nature. We already know all the crazy, crazy, crazy stuff he said, okay? So Kevin said some wild stuff, all right? I mean, telling women that they need to give it up if they want to get a high value man type of deal. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff, right? Things that just don't lend themselves over to a well-developed family type of deal, right? But this comparison, once again, he's like, man, y'all are trying to make Kevin out to seem like he's this guy who walked into a church and just killed people because they were black, right? Well, in reality, Kevin did particularly target black people in a way as well. And so I think his brain automatically made somewhat of that connection. And if you're not following me, just bear with me for a second, okay? Kevin specifically had what was pretty much, in my opinion, set up to be a slave auction of some sort, where a woman calls up, he asks you your name, your dress size, your weight, your height, he asks you your skin tone, what is your baggage that you have, can you work good, are you willing to serve the master in the right appropriate way, do you talk back, you better not talk back, and you better not be willing to go against this domestic discipline that Kevin Samuels often joked about. If you haven't heard that clip, then just YouTube Kevin Samuels domestic discipline, and one of the guys up there who don't like the manosphere will have that on their channel, either expose the manosphere or one of those guys or somebody like that. And so you have Dennis Sperling right here, a guy who's a well-to-do lawyer, yada yada yada. He's done well for himself, physically supporting a message by Kevin Samuels and getting behind that message. And keep in mind, this is an attorney, well-to-do, established. Now let's go ahead and move on. What is he talking about when he explains, or he's talking about the legacy of Kevin Samuels? Well, if you look here on my screen right now, this is an old live stream on a channel by the name of Sinful the P. Sinful the P. Some of y'all know who this guy is. I didn't really know who he was that much, to be honest with you, but I started listening to him. An hour and 21:46 will remember that. Let's listen to Sinful the P talk. And if you see at your bottom right-hand side right there, it's a little bit difficult for you to see, but that's actually Kevin Samuels. I want to say this is probably recorded 4 or 5 years ago. Once again, Sinful the P. If you don't know what P stands for in this case, it actually stands for pimp. So he is a pimp, and he is a proud pimp. Let's listen to him kind of explain to the gentlemen on the panel, including Kevin, what his job is or what he sees or whatever.
Little boyfriends that got good ass dick, some gym shoes. Now she got to send money to her mama. She got to send money to her baby mama's boyfriend is locked up. Before you know it, that little $10,000, man, is ate the fuck up. So if it don't be a wise man behind that gold mine never get an opportunity to turn into, some more currency. So
So that's some pimp talk for you right there, right? You don't know how to quite use your money in the right way, so unless you let me kind of get in there and help you facilitate how to use your money, baby girl, then we're never going to really be able to make you into what you need to be. And so we need to go, and this is why Kevin Samuels originally started working with these guys, because that's what Kevin Samuels ultimately did. It's pimp talk for the women. Shame, blame, and explain, as Ty City, the Logic Sphere on YouTube says. I don't follow the Logic Sphere, and I don't agree with most of what the Logic Sphere says, but that's not a term I made up. That was the Logic Sphere. If you want to Google or YouTube him, his channel, the Logic Sphere. So you have the shame, blame, and explain type of thing, and then you have the doom language, right? And the doom language is that you're going to die alone. You're going to hit the wall. You're going to this, you're going to that. And so when you see Kevin Samuels on a channel like Sinful the P and listening to a pimp talk and explain and give his reason as to why women need to walk in a certain way and facilitate themselves in a certain way, and then you see O'Shea Duke Jackson also in the mix, and they're kind of just really getting along good with each other and having smiles, and Kevin's in the bottom right there and just saying, oh, y'all fellas, yada, yada, yada. Let's see what
we
he has
don't
to
even
say.
need to put nobody else on, man, because shit,
Everything that I would say, you know what I mean, he would put his panties on and get in the comment section. And, I could roast, but, I ain't gonna roast the guy.
So I don't even know exactly what they're talking about. There's a few other clips I want to show. And ladies and gentlemen, obviously this is a language warning right here. Language warning. I'm not going to play too much more of this, but give me 1 second.
Honest opinion, which ain't got no dominion over what you think. The only deliverance that he can receive is from the deliverer, from Yahweh. That's about it. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, now we're talking about Jesus. All right, let's go ahead and go to the part of the clip that I wanted to go to. He's always got to bring Jesus into this conversation. My man's a pimp, and he's talking about Jesus.
Make it cool to be a father.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it's fucked up, but in the urban community.
Now, I'm going to play this clip, but before I play this clip, I got to read from my notes for a little bit, all right? So that's old footage of Kevin Samuels on the panels with pimps, players, hustlers, and guys like that, right? Now, lots happened since that moment in time, but I need you to know the origin and where this entire thing came from and why Kevin was able to kind of make it as far as he did, as quickly as he did, and why are pimps in such support of Kevin Samuels? Why would a pimp be in such support of Kevin Samuels? Why would a pimp be in such support of Kevin Samuels and also supporting Kevin Samuels alongside the pimp, an attorney, and things of that nature? We have street cats that are getting behind the well-to-do, good black men unicorn in the societies, and everybody is getting behind the Kevin Samuels message. You know why? Well, we know why. So give us a second. We have a lot more to talk about. But why in what world does that happen? Now, I'm going to show you a clip really quickly. Make sure that hopefully this isn't too. While I'm doing that, you can look at this page really quickly and have some nice, cool little audio stuff, all right? Nice, cool little, visuals for you. Hey, make sure you like the video as you're checking this out. If you haven't already, like the video. I need the likes. The likes definitely help out a lot. They keep everything nice and acclimated in the analytics, all right? So we're going to go ahead and play this clip really quick. This clip is something that we've seen. You might have seen, you might not have seen, but either way, we're going to watch this really quickly. And I need you to understand that the attorney, Dennis Sperling, with the family and well-to-do and yada, 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 is saying that he doesn't understand why Kevin Samuels is receiving so much hate right now.
Higher value man, you think you're going to make him wait until marriage? How do you think that's...
Sweetheart, I'm going to tell you like this. My cookies is worth the wait.
Well, first off, check that, sweet. No, your cookies ain't worth the wait because you ain't made nobody wait. You got 2 kids without a marriage.
Okay. Boy, Kevin didn't give a damn.
The thing is that what works for a couple works for a couple. I can't...
Shut the fuck up, Lonnie Love. I've been wanting to say that for a minute. Shut up. I and men like myself absolutely don't care what your swole up ass has to say.
All right, listen, yo, I don't know why Dennis Sperling. Dennis Sperling. Hello, I don't know why Dennis Sperling is so confused as to why Kevin Samuels is getting all this hate right now. It's so surprising to me. Kevin's getting all this hate. I don't understand why. Let's keep going.
But for Kevin Samuels, this man basically just spoke on the internet and talked about relationships that existed in the Western world. Cognitive dissonance. But the vitriolic response from some people, right? I equate it to, well, let me say it like this. Some black people they're treating the death of Kevin Samuels like white people treated the conviction of O.J. Simpson. They was applauding, and that's just horrible. Why
you said like white people are treating the conviction of O.J. Simpson.
It's horrible to applaud and high five someone's death. And the fact that people are willing to do that, what does it say about your character? And then you have certain personalities and types telling people that it's okay for them to do that.
So, I mean, right now, his feelings are hurt, essentially, right now, right? His feelings are hurt. People have been going at his guy. People have been going at his best friend, his homie. People have been going at his, as one of his squad mates, his squad members. And he's like, listen, I don't understand why you're going after this guy so much. But once again, these cognitive dissonance levels are absolutely astounding. It's clear as day if you just, once again, Google any of these clips or do your own research. It's clear as day that Kevin was a pretty rude guy, right? A pretty rude guy. But for whatever reason, no matter what walk of life we're starting to see these gentlemen come from, it is somehow it's very difficult for them to make the connection between the destruction or the destructive elements of said content creator who they all adore and really seek to be like and they idolize, right? Kevin Samuels, the Godfather. It's hard for them to see, just like we see in so many other aspects or parts in American or Western societies or this YouTube cultural society. It's hard for them to see their infinite leader to do any wrongdoing. Right. And we see that with the Cynthia G followers and we see that with the Nyla Says followers. And let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So for those of you who are new or don't understand anything of what I'm talking about, we had a situation where, there's these crazy ladies have just gone around causing so much destruction to other ladies that it's unreal, right? And so we've been making a conscious, concerted effort on this channel to bring awareness about the atrocities of Cynthia G, Nyla Says, and Taz Exclusives, who are currently right now coasting through the Kevin Samuels death, thinking that somehow they're going to just kind of, at least Nyla and Taz are going to come out of this unscathed. That's not the case at all. I'm getting ready to re-ramp it up again on them. But I want you to understand why and how they're still able to do this, right? How and why they're still able to do this, right? We're talking about abuse right now, but I just want to show you this one comment, and I'll explain why I'm talking about this. Check this comment out. I got this 19 hours ago. So what if Sin G did whatever? Her message helps a lot of black women and I didn't used to like her because all she talked about was racism. Don't come for her because then you look like you are clout chasing. Leave that girl alone. So there's this thing that goes down online, right? Where if you attack a content creator or if you say something that's truthful about a content creator, then you're attacking their clout. But it clear as day right here, Smash It Power of Knowledge TV does not care about whatever her favorite content creator did. She told me that in a direct message. I don't care about what Cynthia G did because her message helps out black women. I don't care what Kevin Samuels did because his message. So right now, this freedom of speech, right? This and that, this fake news, as Trump would call it, this blind radicalism, as a lot of us would call it, right? For people to get behind their favorite content creators and support everything, it's literally right in front of your face right now, and they'll tell you we don't care what they did in their past because I like their message so much. I don't care if they did nothing but kill black women in the past because she speaks nicely about protecting black women online, that we'll go ahead and excuse that in the past. And so that's what you're seeing happening here. It's not that they don't see what Kevin does or they don't see that Kevin's an asshole. As a matter of fact, they say Kevin is an asshole. They all the people that we have conversations with on this panel, when we talk about Kevin, will all say the same thing. They'll all say, well, you know what? He was, they'll kind of tiptoe around it. He was direct and it could be perceived that he was maybe not as nice, but at the end of the day, he was just trying to help black women, right? It's kind of always plays back to the same thing where it's like, nah, bro, nah, it don't fly like that. So that's the blind loyalty or the fanaticism that I'm referring to right now that you see for these content creators. Because the message is so good, we don't give a flying fuck what the hell's going on behind the scenes, nigger.
You're telling you who have a voice and who are responsible are telling folks in the community that it's perfectly acceptable to applaud someone's death.
No. We're not telling, nobody's saying that's perfectly acceptable to applaud somebody's death, my brother. What they're saying is that if you live a certain life while you're here, while you're gone, the things that you do here will still be here. That's what they're saying.
Another black man. I've heard this from black people. This is not even white people or Hispanic. This is people from our own culture saying this. See, Kevin Samuels never committed any crimes. In fact, the only thing he was convicted of, he was convicted by his convictions. And he wanted to make Black America great again. That was his thing. And he saw a better future for African Americans in this regard. He would be an Afrofuturist. Okay. And that's a subject I'll deal with another time.
All right. Well, before we get all enlightened together, let's go ahead and say a few things. All right. We're going to open up the panel here in a little bit, but I need you to hear a few things. This is a very fascinating conversation right now because, once again, we're talking about a well-to-do unicorn type man. And I have a few questions. Number one, why is a man who is married with multiple children, listening to Kevin Samuels? What gain do you have for listening to Kevin Samuels when you have a family and you've already gone through multiple wives? What exactly are you waiting for Kevin Samuels to give or to teach you that you are so viciously or virulently supporting? That makes no sense to me. Now, I was talking to a top-rated channel member a little earlier today, and we were speaking back and forth, and we kind of came to the discussion or the agreement that, you know what, you don't have to be necessarily married to give good marriage advice. You could have been divorced one time and gone through the worst divorce of your life, and you could have been the perfect person to be married to. So in all reality, you might have like the bomb marriage advice, right? And everything might be 100% solid, solidified, and gold, and you're good to go. So I understand that aspect where guys are saying, oh, you don't need to. I mean, is what he's saying not right, though, or things of that nature? I understand that aspect, but we're not talking about your qualifications or the qualifications that Kevin Samuels had or lack thereof. We're talking about the approach and the way that he talked to people, right? We're talking about the way that he dealt with people, with black women specifically, and with the help or the approach or with the strategy or the tips or anything like that. Let me tell you, and let me show y'all something really quickly over here. You want to get a kick out of something? I found some clips of Kevin Samuels, right? I found some clips of Kevin Samuels actually giving like legitimately amazing advice. The best clips I found of Kevin Samuels giving advice, you're getting ready to see right now. I watched this entire clip from front to back, and I was like, wow, that's kind of solid, Kevin. That's kind of solid, Kev. That's kind of solid. Check this out, all right?
I'm going to leave this up about 24 hours because sometimes, guys, you just got to get real. You got to get ultimately real because some of you guys ain't hearing it. You can't cheat the game. You can't have 2 pennies in your pocket and expect to ball outrageous. I made that post talking about if you're single and no kids and not working at least 60 hours a week, you're lazy. Guess what? You're lazy. I don't want to hear any of this bullshit about quality of life and life is to be lived. Yeah, to be lived for average.
That's the first clip right there. I said, wow, what a clip. And then I found this one. Right after I found that clip. I said, wow. I said, wow, that's a pretty major clip. Hold on. I have another clip. I don't know where it's at. I thought I had it here. Well, it's pretty much him just saying the same thing, right? Where he's just strictly speaking to guys directly. But once again, that's not what Kevin is being praised, and that's not what blew Kevin up, right? That's not what blew Kevin up. But I did find some clips, and all these clips of the guys speaking about, Kevin, he really was, just talking to the guys exclusively. I did find those clips. It's just unfortunate that those clips are currently all buried in the middle of Twitter, in the middle of YouTube, in the middle of nowhere somewhere, right? Because those aren't the popular clips of Kevin Samuels. All right? Those aren't the popular clips. Now, in that video we watched a second ago with the Dennis Sperling kind of, talking about the coach, right? He made this reference about a coach. And that's that, you can't, a lot of women don't like the coach and you don't like to follow the coach, or a lot of people don't like to follow the coach, or this, and that. Right? He just got done talking about that. Well, the thing about it is, Dennis Sperling, right? The reason why a lot of people might not like Kevin Samuels' way of teaching or narrating or orating or whatever it might be, the reason that they have a problem with that is because it's up to a coach to recognize what type of players are actually on their team. Now, I will say that as a coach, not everybody should be on your team. Not everybody is going to make the cut. That is something that I think that the manosphere side tries to effectively argue, right? Or orate 24/7. 365, and that is that the women are not going to make the cut because of your kids and because of your age and because of your weight and because of that you speak too many languages and that you went to college. So you're not going to make the cut. That's why they always refer to, this kind of coaching type of thing. You have the coach Greg Adams, he's talking about the coaching right here. Hey, we have to, we'll hold you accountable. There's this really coachy type of thing that black men or men in the manosphere in general will try and put out to their women as to make them say like, hey, you need to follow us with the respect because we know how to make you a better person. That's what a coach does. They take kids or they'll take athletes or they'll take students or whatever it might be, and they'll train them, sharpen their skills, and then re-release them back so they can start doing better amongst the competition, right? But to be a coach, it comes with multiple roles. You see, sometimes as a coach, you got to go take the kids home after practice. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes as a coach, you got to go ahead and take the few extra minutes to figure out if there's something going on behind the scenes at home. Sometimes as a coach, you got to go ahead and have the tough conversations with the kid to let them know what's going to happen after life if they don't shape up their act. Sometimes as a coach, you need to just simply be emotional and understand that there's not much to say. You just need to be a shoulder to cry on for a kid. You see, the roles of a coach, Dennis Sperling, if you're going to try and bring in the roles of what a coach is, what a coach should be, how a coach should act, how men should try and teach women, how women should not be upset of how the men are trying to teach them and things of that nature. No, the role of a coach is to identify the players on your team and then to figure out the most clear, concise, and effective way to maneuver around an explanation or a solution that's tangible on how to make them a better player in the game. All right, that's what a coach should actually be, right? Let me go back to this video for a second because I'm gonna show you when Kevin Samuels actually coached a man in a way that I thought was absolutely brilliant. I'm gonna show you this video right here, right? I thought this was absolutely brilliant, and I was like, oh my gosh. This is an actual tangible solution. Y'all check this out, and I'm not just trying to blow smoke or blow steam or anything like that, but check this out because I thought this was fascinating. A brother was talking to Kevin, and this is on this Pimp stream, but check this out.
Life,
say that.
And you think about things in retrospect, you'll start to realize like, damn, yeah, I was making money and I was able to, my kid was able to reap the benefits off of that money. But if I could go back and do it again, I'd rather, tighten my belt a little bit and spend more time with my kid as opposed to chasing this money. And if more of us develop that mentality, those of us in the urban community.
1 second, y'all.
That'll start the process of combating what it is that he's saying.
Now I need y'all to hear the difference, okay? This is if Kevin's message was this to this day, this is what actual sustainable family building messages is, okay? Dennis Sperling and everybody watching right now, that's what a sustainable black building family message is going to be, because if you want better families, it starts with the leaders. I know women are crazy. I know there are a lot of crazy women. We're experiencing and we're dealing with that right now, but these are the conversations that lead to actual progressive movements in the black community. However, these aren't the conversations that make you money on YouTube.
He dealing with. You know what I mean? What a lot of us is dealing with.
And you notice these right now, by the way, if you're just wondering how many people are watching, I think there were 200 people. They mentioned in this live stream that there were 200 people watching. Okay.
One thing I would tell a young dude, because he mentioned college campus, and what Freeze is saying is right. It took a ways to get here, and by the time we fix it, your ass is going to be 30. What you need to do, man, is you need to put your head, first off, you sound like a smart brother.
Learn how to be happy.
Look at that. You start with a compliment. Whenever you're trying to instruct somebody on or give somebody advice, ladies and gentlemen, Psychology 101 for everybody that didn't make it through your Psychology 101 class or Psych 1 in college. Whenever you're trying to get or give somebody or get something from somebody, usually a compliment is the best way to make sure that the walls are down in the defense, right? If you compliment somebody, usually they're a lot more receptive of anything that you have to say at that point. You could say, hey, you look good today. F you, go to hell. And it would feel almost like, oh, well, that was kind of mean, but thank you. I appreciate you for telling me you look good. And then the rest of it's kind of confusing, right? But because you stepped out with that compliment first, everything that followed is a lot more soothing or receptible being, or even excusable, if you will, if it's some bullshit that follows after. So that's the great thing about compliments. Try it every once in a while, y'all.
With being correct instead of needing to be right. Look, you could be a red pill. You can talk about feminism and MGTOW. You're just going to get beat down on these college campuses because you're outnumbered. They're going to drag you down to the level and kick your ass with experience. Don't go in and looking for arguments. It's not selling out. It's keeping your peace of mind. Go over to this athletic side of the dorm where the football players are. More men over there. Go into, even whether you like it or not, fraternities. Go into more male-dominated spaces and just enjoy your little time there, or even off the yard. You're not going to change a university or college to make it be back what it was 50 years ago, and that ain't why you're there. You're there to take care of your business, take care of your purpose. Bone some broads and get some business contacts. That's what you need to focus on. Let the benefactors and the chancellors and everybody else worry about the college life balance. You are there to get your education and get some access and connections and get the hell on.
Now, that's actually tangible information. That's an actual solution or an actual presentable solution to somebody that might be having a hard time going through college, to somebody that might be having a hard time making it through college or figuring out what they want to do in life. That's an actual tangible solution. Now, the banging broads part and all that other different types of stuff, you have to keep in mind that they're on a channel right now. Kevin is on a panel that is run by a gentleman who claims to be a pimp. So you have to understand, when they talk about banging broads and all this other, this is manosphere talk, and this is where they come from. And this is another reason why they're having a hard time kind of in the mainstream media. The mainstream media is destroying Kevin. The mainstream media is destroying Kevin. But I wanted to play that clip because I wanted to actually show, in my opinion, what the conversation does start to look like, Dennis Sperling, of somebody truly trying to progress men or truly trying to help men. It just so happens that, once again, that's not the conversation that was able to actually get or reach the millions of people. Nobody wants to hear that. Niggas don't want to hear that. Niggas do not want to hear that. Hey, that's all fine and dandy. Hey, thank y'all for the super chat. I appreciate the super chat. Thank y'all for the super chat. We have a $10 super chat from Self Love Heals. Says, black men in suits scare me now. $10 super chats from Self Love Heals says, black men in suits scare me now. That's the new Pookie and Ray Ray. Yo, that is a huge, huge, huge comment right there. That's a huge comment. The suits are the new Pookie and Ray Ray. And you know what's interesting about that is that's kind of true. That's kind of true. And to follow that, Adriana Valdez said the Dandies. If you don't know who the Dandies are or what the Dandies are, then let's go ahead and take a video trip over to the Southern Congo or the Democratic Congo of Africa. Is that what it is? The Southern Dandies? We're about to see. Let's take a video trip. I never learned with this copyright shit, man. But if it goes down, it's all right. We don't have that many views right now. So now the Dandies are this group of men who dance up in these really, really, really elaborate, ornate clothings and suits and things of that nature. And the thing about it is that they're in extreme poverty. Now, this is apparently is a lady dandy right there. I haven't seen a lady dandy. And so they wear this ornate things, and look at that. He's got a panda jacket on, and he's got all this different types of stuff on. And you know, it's seen as, you know, really, really awesome, and they get a lot of popularity, and people love them. Let's listen to him talk.
I train young people to become great designers around the world. And I also teach them how to become a sapeur.
Okay. All right.
Kaditoza is a word in my mother tongue. It means scarification.
All right, I have no idea what's going on at this point. So those are the Dandies. That's not actually even the video I was really trying to find. Here's another video. This is probably a better depiction of the Dandies.
Ce qui n'était pas facile. Et donc, je me suis dit,
so you can see they got these really nice jackets on and everything, but they live in extreme poverty.
Au lieu de rester bras croisés, je me suis lancé donc dans la mode. Et j'ai commencé à apprendre la couture. Vous allez constater que je suis un sapeur, mais créateur de mode aussi. Parce que faut pas seulement faire la sape et puis porter les marques européennes. Donc la valeur ajoutée que moi j'apporte dans la sape, ce sont ces créations-là.
He's all done up. He's ready to go. There are the other dandies with them. They're all dressed up, got their suits on. Look at the walk. Look at the walk. What you mean? We're dandied up. Look at the walk. Keep the swag. Yes, sir.
La couleur jaune.
You better respect the suit.
A pour définition la lumière. La sape devient une lumière au Congo.
All right. Well, obviously, y'all, it's a different culture, and I know it's really entertaining. And those are our ancestors, man. That's African, man. So that's where we come from. I don't want to get on that, but I just wanted to prove that point. They have the suit now, right? The suit is if you just put on a suit, obviously you got to be now. Once again, the bigger issue here is that these are guys that on the outside are actually productive members of society, right? The most arguably productive members of society. So to see them being like, oh, I'm looking at my face looks so sweaty. To see them being like, man, Kevin, like, I mean, it's like, dang. How is Kevin helping your current marriage right now? Is Kevin helping? Why would any married person listen to Kevin Samuels? There's essentially no reason to do that other than pure entertainment at that point. But if you're married to a black woman, right? And just hear me out here. If you're married to a black woman and you're supporting Kevin Samuels, whose main message is that there are like no marriageable black women, and you've been married multiple times to multiple black women, and it looks like that was the third, but she was a Latina in the video that we saw on the Instagram thing, right? If you found yourself multiple black women and then one of those had your children as well, what are you talking about, Dennis Sperling? The woman that you see in this reality clip show right here, that the black woman in this, that was one of his wives. So this is really severe disconnect that happens with these guys. They'll watch Kevin Samuels. We've seen this with a guy that used to watch us named Stan Pitus. Do y'all remember Stan Pitus, who used to come onto the panel, Organic Black, Self-Love Heals, and a few others, remember Stan Pitus. Stan Pitus was a guy who used to come onto our live stream panels, sit on our panels with his girlfriend, his black girlfriend that he wasn't married to, his black girlfriend that was the mother of his child, right beside him, and then proceed to come onto the live stream panels and explain to me why black women were the worst women to choose from, after telling me and after us finding out that he got a divorce, and the divorce was from a Latina woman that divorced him. I kid you not. This is a true story. I kid you not. Stan Pitus used to come to our live streams talking about how bad black women are. And then one day we asked him, and somehow we were talking about his first wife, because he'd be like, man, I'm divorced. I'm not going to get married again because women, especially black women, are so this and so that. And I have resources now, even though my black girlfriend or the mother of my child, she like helps me with my business. Like she was like perfect on paper, right? We even talked to her. Yo. We even talked to her. We talked to this girl. She was sweet as hell, right? We were like, yo, what's going on? And people in the chat were like, yo, after this conversation. And guess what? We didn't see Stan Pitus anymore after that conversation. He hasn't been back. He has not been back since that conversation. Or maybe he came back one time. We haven't seen him again, though, right? But it was fascinating that even though he had the perfect black girl right beside him, he was unwilling to marry her because a Latino woman had done him dirty or something in the past, right? But he's willing to have the kid with her and sitting on my panel talking about how amazing Kevin Samuels is. What? In what world does that make any sense? Now, if you were not sitting right beside a black woman maybe I'd give your point a little bit of more validity and credence. But the fact that you, Dennis Sperling, are married or have married multiple black women shows me that you at least either A, have a problem choosing women, if you're going to complain about, or if you feel like Kevin Samuels really has a strong message, right? So what exactly are you saying? That you support Kevin Samuels a lot? What does that say about your wife? Because Kevin Samuels' message is specifically related to black women needing to get their stuff together. And if you support that message so viscerally and so virally, being a black man married to a black woman, then what are you really trying to say here? I'm missing this a little bit. I'm missing this a little bit. Are you saying that one of those women in that picture wasn't a good? You see what I mean? You see what I mean? It's like, what are we really saying here then? Were these bad experiences? Were both of these ladies just bad ladies? Are both of them bad? Now, this is a long time ago, because guess what? Dennis Sperling looks a lot different right here. But I don't think he's married to either one of these ladies. You know why? Because the last lady that we looked at was that Instagram video, or the last video we looked at was the Instagram video of him giving that present to Kevin Samuels, right? Or him giving that thing to Kevin. Let's take a look at that really quickly. So those are the two older wives. I'm just trying to get y'all to understand this. Are you on your third wife, Dennis Sperling? What, you understand what I mean? And I'm not saying that niggas can't get remarried or that things don't happen, but this is the clip right here. And that woman that I'm looking at right now doesn't look black. That does not look like the first ex-wife, and that doesn't look like the second ex-wife either. So what is this, the third marriage now? Let's listen to this.
So we appreciate you, Kevin. This is from my family to yours, to you. And you've done so much for our family. You introduced me to this beautiful woman.
You introduced me to this beautiful woman. So Kevin Samuels introduced him to this woman. Think that what you will.
Soon to be my wife. She shot a shot.
Soon to be the wife. She shot a shot. Oh yeah, she's super interested in him.
That significant character.
Look at the excitement. All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna speak on people's relationships, but
There's so many of these little catchphrases.
Bro, this is cringe, bro. This is cringe, man. That's cringe as fuck right there. That's awkward. I'm sorry, that's awkward. Okay, so number 3, third time's a charm. But let's get back to why he's so confused.
For this man's work.
For this man's work. Hold on.
If you miss him in this week that he's been gone, if you miss him, hit the KS button. Hit the KS button.
I don't even know what that is.
Show your appreciation for this man's work.
For this man's work.
You have
what
people flagging his page, trying to take down all of his videos.
Oh, you have people flagging his page, trying to take down all of his videos? That's very interesting, Dennis Sperling, considering, I don't know, what, 4 hours ago you just said that YouTube is a business. If you use a person's likeness and image, you need to pay money. If I see any YouTubers using my name or likeness and making money on live streams or uploads, please screenshot the image with the caption, somebody is about to get sued 7 hours ago. You see what I'm talking about? Cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance to the finest, highest level with these dudes. What are you talking about? You're upset that people are flagging the page and stuff like that, but you're going to try and sue somebody because they want to talk about you. So yeah, I tagged you in it, Dennis. And you're not going to be able to sue. I don't know if you know about copyright law. He's a lawyer, but I don't think he's a copyright lawyer or an entertainment lawyer. Those are very different types of law. So I'm not even that familiar on them, but I am pretty familiar. You know why? And you know how I'm pretty familiar? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because the manosphere already tried to take me out one time.
This is Sparta!
So, read up. Enjoy. Let's get back to this video, shall we? This is just crazy. It's like it writes itself. Like, what are you talking about? You're upset that people are trying to do. Y'all better stop flagging Kevin's page, because y'all better stop flagging Kevin's page. But tag me in something, I'm gonna sue you. That's the thing about these guys. They so quick to dish it out, but the second you start giving it back, they're like, nah, why are y'all making fun of, nah. Like, bro, come on now.
Now, to those of you guys who are already wealthy, who make a lot of money, it's not a lot. But to somebody who's working at MSNBC, and
I clicked on the wrong video. I went to the other video, my bad. Both of these links look the exact same. Let's continue watching this for a second. Oh, hold on a second.
This is in all ethnicities from all over the world because they recognize that the truth that he was speaking was universal.
Wait a second. Wait a second. All right. Let's listen to that again.
That he was listening to, or that was listening to him.
Right.
You had people of all races and all ethnicities from all over the world because they recognized that the truth that he was speaking was universal.
You had listeners listening all over the world that recognized that what he was saying about black women was right. That's what Dennis Sperling just said. You have all races around the world listening to Kevin Samuels because what he was saying about black women was right. That's what he's saying. What are we talking about here? What are we? What are we talking about here right now? We had all races around the world listening to Kevin because his message was right. What message was that, Dennis? What was the message? That black men need to get their shit together? What was the message, ladies and gentlemen? Maybe I'm missing it here. What was the message, this amazing message that all races of men and all races around the world were able to come together and witness in holy matrimony? This message from Kevin Samuels, this amazing message. I don't understand why you niggas are going so hard on the Godfather right now. All races of people saw this message. What's wrong with you niggas, you nakers?
Now, I don't purport to be a relationship expert. I am not.
Yeah, we know already.
But I do recognize that the man spoke the truth about what he observed. And he was brave enough to speak. And
let me ask you something. If I observe a turtle flying in the air and I really do see it, that means one of two things, okay? Observe. The truth that he observed. This is what we call this is what Donovan Sharp calls womanese, right? But we'll call it mananese in this case. If I observe a turtle fly, and I personally am convinced that this turtle grew wings, and flew away into the air, and I saw it in my mind, that means one of two things. Just because you observe something don't mean shit. That means one of two things. Either I discovered the world's first flying turtle. My nigga, pay me. Okay? Shots fired. Pay me. Cash App, because we're about to end this shit. Y'all, it's up to y'all. I'm just kidding. I'm serious. Right? Either I discovered something and I'm about to be rich, the world's first flying terror, or I'm crazy. That's it. That's what observance gets us, okay? So
do it boldly and bravely and aloud. And what? The people who appreciated the truth, they rewarded him for that truth. They rewarded him financially. They rewarded him with responses, and he saw it play out over the past.
Yes, we know they rewarded him. This is why Kevin ended up doing what he did and why he ended up saying the things that he said. Kevin already knew that he could make money by talking or bashing women, and he said that in the video. I'm not going to play that video again. You know what? I think I will play that video again, just so everything can flow concisely. I'll play that video one more time. Hang on one second. All right. Where's it at? Making sure we like the video, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, good to be with you today. Good to be with you today. Good to be with you tonight. You know, we started the stream a little earlier. Last night we were starting like right around this time, right? Last time we were starting right around this time. But tonight we have changed. We are growing. We are flowing. And we are not garden tooling, okay? We're not garden tooling. All right. This is the video I was talking about. What was the point we were trying to make? I don't even know the point we were trying to make anymore. Here we go. Let's rewind this for a couple seconds, okay? A couple seconds, rewind, and then we'll play what I was trying to play.
For that truth.
Right.
They rewarded him financially.
They rewarded him.
with responses, and he saw.
You're dang right. They rewarded him. You're dang right.
Don't want to hear that truth. We just don't. You know, if I come on here talking about, you know, female nature, such and so forth, and if I would start bashing women or talking noise, oh man, the likes and everything will go through the roof.
Kevin already knew that he would get paid from this. So trying to say, oh, guys appreciated this. No, Kevin, before Kevin even made the money, he was like, yo, if I want to make the money, I just got to talk shit. I don't want to even. It sounds like to me he really didn't even really want to. It sounds like he really was passionate at first about trying to get niggas stuff together. That's what it sounds like to me. He was really, I don't know, maybe not, maybe so, but I think he was gone, or he did it for like 2 years, and then after a while he was just like, man, F it, I don't care no more, F these broads, F these niggas, we go ahead and give it to the broads, the niggas gonna pay, and I'm gonna get the same broads that I'm telling them not to stay away from type of shit, right? That's what ended up happening. And he was, I don't care if we talk about black women. My daughter's black. I don't care about my black daughter. All this other types of stuff. That's why even so today, even me attacking certain sections of the divesting movement, even me exposing certain idiocies of the movements that happen on both sides of the fence amongst the women and the men. It comes down to a certain point to where you need to make sure that. It comes down to a certain point to where it's like, yo, if I had kids, if I had a son or if I had a daughter that was black, the last thing I'm going to be doing is setting up a campaign that has millions of people that are going to have it out to do something fucked up to my daughter. Like, why? There's no way I could be that person that could be like, oh man, you know, black women, black women, black women, black women, black women. And then my daughter called me up, you know, as she's getting ready to turn 14, 15, 16. But I'm Kevin Samuels. It's like, bruh, what are we talking about here? You know how many teenage boys watch Kevin Samuels? You know how many teenage boys watch Kevin Samuels? Millions. But you have a black daughter? Dennis Sperling, you have black children? You have black wives? What is this message that y'all are claiming that people just have missed from Kevin Samuels? This weird thing. And let me show you what I'm talking about. I don't know why this is such a weird thing, but let me show you. I think Damon Wayans might have said something about Kevin Samuels, right? Let me show you. Oh, it's Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans. Let's read this tweet, right? He tweeted this. And this is a weird tweet. All right? A really weird tweet. These guys will be like, oh, he spoke the truth. Love him or hate him, he spoke his truth. We can view truth as hate, but sometimes his bold medicine didn't taste so sweet. And if you hated, why tune in? Why call in? Because healing comes in many forms. His was some nasty ass tasting medicine. There's no right and wrong in this love shit. There's just discovery. No, there's absolutely right and wrong in the world. But when you're dealing with narcissistic or pimp like people, those are one of the things they try and get you to skew your judgment on what's right and what's wrong. You see, when you break somebody, or when pimps break women, as they call it, I've heard it explained on Soft White Underbelly. I've heard it explained in real life. I've heard it explained online on YouTube. I've heard it explained a million different times. Soft White Underbelly is a YouTube channel. But when you break them, or when you break a person, the biggest thing to try and get them to conflict on is their sense of morality. Because once you can shake their sense of morality, i.e. what's right, what's wrong, and you can start to radicalize or normalize radicalization, then everything else becomes severely easy then afterwards. And then all of a sudden, jumping off of the bridge that your parents warned you or your mother warned you to not jump off with your friends about, you start doing, and it starts to become more normal and complacent. Next thing you know, you're skydiving with your friends from the stratosphere, okay? So that's how things progress. But once again, you need to understand that these are pimp-like tactics. They're to get you, to break you down, to bring your mentality of a woman down. And I'm not saying that all women are perfect, because some of these women are effed up, and I've talked about it before, and I'll continue to talk about it in the future. But this is exactly how these niggas, how these pimps, how these manipulating narcissistic type of men operate. They'll get you to think that somehow the medicine that you've been struggling to get down is not poison that you think it is, but it's medicine. When really in reality, they've switched out the medicine, they've dumped out the Robitussin, and they put bleach lotion, mixed it with a little bit of grape soda inside so you can't tell, so the color looks the same, and they're trying to shell that to you as the medicine. Marlon Wayne goes on to say this: thank you for those you healed, and we forgive you if there were any damages. We know your intentions was to heal. So this is where we are now, right? We're excusing any damages that might have happened because of your callousness or maybe your inability to recognize how harsh you were. We know at the end of the day you're really trying to help. Your Honor, he's a good boy, Your Honor. He didn't do nothing, Your Honor. He'd been raised we've heard this a million times and time again. The same old message playing in court time and time again. We do not care about that bullshit anymore. Stop excusing abuse, and we need to start really clamping down on this bullshit rhetoric. But once again, when you believe and support in the message so much, you don't give a fuck about the people you damage. This is why we are so on point with talking about Cynthia G. This is why we will continue to talk about Nyla Says, and we will continue to talk about this because they do not care about anybody that's that's damaged in the process. It does not matter. Hey, I wish you the best of luck. See ya, because we got to keep on with the show, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Samuels to the top. Cynthia G to the top. We don't give no fucks. Fuck out of here, Naker, right? So that's the message nowadays. They don't care about anybody or anything, even if it's the same people that they're claiming to be helping per se. Oh, well, he helped a lot of people, and if he didn't help those people, if the people that he didn't help he hurt, well, fuck him. And as a matter of fact, honestly, fuck, he was hilarious. In this moment, I pray for you and your family and those who you've healed that can't call into your show. I hope you can heal more and reach more in heaven. My God, the salaciousness is just outrageous. The salaciousness is outrageous. The support for abuse that we're starting to see, the normalization of abuse you're starting to see is outrageous. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the effect of constant media. This is why Trump was going so hard on fake news. This is why we've been talking so much about content creators. This is why we do and why we will continue to cover these types of situations. The Cynthia G's, the Nyla Says. You might not understand and you might be like, Truth, I'm tired of listening to it. Truth, I'm tired of hearing about it. Why do you keep on harping on these people? You need to get off of this boat. You need to do this. They're telling Women's Fear that right now. It's unreal how much leeway we give content creators and people simply because you like the message or the abuse done to the people that you hate and you disdain the most. That is unreal. It is unfathomably evil, but that's where we are as a community today, and that's where we are starting to put ourselves as far as the black gender war or the black gender or whatever it might be at this point type of dating sphere, right? You're seeing it on that side, and you're seeing it on this side. But guess who the main victims are on both sides? It's black women. Black women still on both sides of the fence are the ones remaining victim and prey. Because on both sides of the fence, the black women who are supposed to have, are the women or the people who are supposed to have the women's best interest. Kevin Samuels, who says he has the women's best interest at heart. Do you think he has the best interest at heart? Cynthia G, who claims that she has women's best interests at heart, even though she's seen text messages of grown men calling 14-year-old cunts. She's exposed people. She's been down with the process of exposing people year after year after year after year, and then she comes out forward and says, "Oh, I don't know anything about that. Oh, well, hey, oh, well, this. Oh, well, really, we're really just helping black women, and the black women that we decided to attack are the black women that were really just trying to go after us, and the black women that are going after us obviously can't be for us because we're black women empowerment. So if they're not with us, they're not black women empowerment. That means it's okay to go ahead and dox these black women. And then after these black women come forward and tell their stories of this evilness that's done and this horrific humiliation that's done against them, who they have an uphill battle to fight against? It's not black men. It's black women. So black women on both sides of this fence are the ones who lose ultimately, right? Now, I say lose, and I say this term loosely. When I say lose ultimately, I'm talking about how the perception online in these spaces can seem, because now we're starting to have growth of spaces online where black women can congregate, come together, have their expertise, their education, and be proud of that. Now those spaces are starting to grow, but even in those spaces, we're still having issues, right? Even in those spaces, we still have some things that need to be addressed and taken care of, which is why we're talking about Cynthia G and all those divestors and all that crap right now, right? We're talking about all the content creators who don't don't have good relationships for themselves right now, like Cynthia G, who still doesn't have a successful relationship, who still doesn't have a successful marriage, who reportedly allegedly has a baby with a guy who has 5 or 6 baby daddies. I don't know whether or not that's true, but niggas have been saying it for years, and shit, niggas on YouTube, to be honest, have been pretty damn accurate with everything they've been saying. Niggas on YouTube are better than gosh dang freaking professional investigators, for God's sakes. Niggas on YouTube will find out more. Niggas on YouTube will solve the case of murder before the cops do now, and you can watch a YouTube video on it. You'd be like, damn, the law's just sitting back in the office being like, man, this is great. Let's go ahead and go to 3437 Johnson Street. Go ahead and get him, and it looks like we're looking for this guy right here. Niggas don't have to investigate anymore. There are no investigations anymore. There's no need. Somebody on YouTube's gonna do that shit for him. So this entire thing is just madness at this point, right? This entire thing is madness at this point. But the reason that you have so many people up here in such a disarray of confusion and not understanding is because of media and fake news. It's because people have been given a platform to come online, say anything and everything about any type of people that they want to, and then if the message is good enough, they can build, and then enshroud it in accountability. They can enshroud it in black women empowerment or divesting, even though they're not dating anybody. There's no white man or Asian man. They don't have a successful relationship. They've been married 3 times. Sorry about that. It doesn't matter. It's all for play at this point. Like, most content creators don't even live the life of the content that they're talking about. Most of them don't. Most content creators are not living the life they're talking about. Just like we say all the Instagram people aren't living the life online or offline that they talk about. These people aren't either. Their real life experiences contradicts what you're listening to online. My ninja, you have been married to 2 black women, and for whatever reason it didn't go through. You better not divorce the one that you're married to right now, but I'm going to tell you, it's not going to end up working out because she doesn't look like she's that into you. So it's probably not going to work out. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It's probably not going to last forever. Now, I only say that because that's what they try and hold women accountable to, is marriage. Oh, well, do you have a ring on your finger? Oh, well, do you have this? Oh, well, do you have that? Oh, Kevin was really trying to help you because he wanted to get you married.
Making $250,000 a year, and you see a guy
I keep playing that same damn video. Let's go back to the other video. I don't even know why I'm playing that video to begin with. Oh, we have a $50 super chat. I see the T, and so I know that it's thank you, Organic Black, for deleting that message. I appreciate that. I see the T, so I know I know who it probably is, and so I appreciate that. I'm gonna go with Tony before I even look at it. Oh, we got a $10 super chat from Phoebe Noor. It's $10 super chat from Phoebe Noor. Look at that. Well, I appreciate the super chat, y'all. $10 super chat from Phoebe Noor. There wasn't a message there. Learning IT says, wait, what? Marlon Wayans? Well, I'm not surprised. Acting-ish is a brownie. She says, Organic Black, they're disconnected from reality. Okay, let's go ahead and I want to see that $50 super chat. It was from Tabitha. Wow, Tabitha. Oh, forgive me. Tony's going to be like, Tabitha Pulliam with a $50 super chat. Tabitha coming back through with a huge super chat. Tabitha, I'm glad you're enjoying, my dear. Thank you so much for that $50 super chat, supporting the channel and continuing the length of the live stream that we're doing tonight. Hey, we get support in y'all. I stream longer, and we stream for a lot longer when we get support like that. So I appreciate you supporting, Tabitha. I'm glad you're enjoying, and we're going to continue on with this live stream. Thank you as well, ladies and gentlemen. If you donated on Cash App and I didn't see it, I want to thank you for donating on Cash App or for donating on PayPal. I can't check because both of my phones are being used for the stream, but as soon as I get some more gear in and everything, I'll be able to have a lot more interactive stuff. Hey, listen, I want to thank y'all for donating and being here and watching, clicking, liking, and sharing. It helps me to reinvest and to make better live streams and content for you. If you can't tell, I do care about the quality of content. I care about how good things look. I care about lighting. I care about sound. I care about presentation, and I try and make this the best experience I can for you while also teaching you and trying to give you a message of some kind of takeaway every single time that I turn this camera on. Okay, so I appreciate you supporting, and that means the world to me. Let's get back to this. Okay, it's fascinating to me. It's fascinating to me. This entire discussion is fascinating to me. This entire observance is fascinating to me, and I can't help but wonder, where did everything go so incredibly haywire? This is wild.
It play out over the past week. I have received so many inboxes of people sending me pictures of their marriages. I don't even think Kevin knew of all the people that he had caused to get married or stay in their relationship. I mean, I literally have received dozens and dozens and dozens of people every day. And that's just on my Instagram page of people telling me how effective his work was. So we can't say Kevin Samuels wasn't effective.
All right. This is once again operating under this weird preconceived ideological notion that somehow if you get married, that you're going to stay married, right? Newsflash, Dennis, we don't know how long they're going to stay married for. We don't know if they're still married right now. We don't know if those are fake profiles or fake messages. What are we supposed to just take Dennis Sperling at word ad nauseum that it just is what it is? Oh, well, Dennis said, 24 or 36, however many dozens he's talking about, 48. How many dozens are we talking about here? Dozens and dozens? Hundreds of dozens? Thousands of dozens? Are we talking about 1 dozen or 12 dozen? Are we talking about dozens of dozens or 0 dozens? What dozens here, right? On top of that, are they still married now? Are they still in successful relationships now? At the end of the day, dozens of relationships still out of 1.4 million subscribers is 0.00. Can somebody give me the number? What's 30 into 1 million or 1 million into 30? That's not like an astronomical statistic.
They failed miserably, even though they tried. And number 2, this is their last opportunity to do it before he goes into legend status. So they want to try to paint the narrative of of Kevin Samuels being this controversial, misogynist, chauvinist, which we all know to be untrue. Those of you who have listened to Kevin Samuels' podcast and not merely settled with the snippets where you hear him going back at a woman who he's probably talked to for 20 or 30 minutes and realized she's full of BS, right? That's when you hear him say, get off my phone, okay? And that in itself is not chauvinist, but that's what people like to say. And it's just not true. But the thing that I want you guys to understand is, if you guys will remember, about a year or 2 ago, at the dawn of the rise of Kevin Samuels and his popularity, I initially told you guys that the first people that were going to come for him are the lovely ladies, right? And that's my.
Well, I don't know. I guess we're like having 2 + 2 is 4 revolutionary revelations right now. Like, oh my God, that's wow. It's amazing. Yeah, if you attack a certain group of people, that group of people might come back and not like you. Hard to believe, right?
And if you look at the super chat that he had, Kevin used to have the money running in.
Yeah, we know.
Now, to those of you guys who are already wealthy, who make a lot of money, it's not a lot. But to somebody who's working at MSNBC,
all right, let's see what else he had to say.
Fundamental belief that all of us have, and that dates back to the men's rights movement.
Oh, the men's rights.
Which started in the 1990s. And then you had some guys who decided to go their own way, and they occupied the dark corners of the internet when it popped up. And then from there, you had the pickup guys, and then you had the guys who decided to give relationship advice.
Right.
And then from there, you had this, and now you have what is called the manosphere, which is really a place where men come to talk to other men. We don't have the pool halls anymore. We don't have the football games where men could sit and talk. And so this is where we came. And now it's something totally different. Now it's a place where the world comes to talk. And Kevin Samuels provided that platform for the world to come and talk.
So I think there's going to be something that is going to end up backfiring, obviously. You know, with everything that's been happening and things going mainstream, I'm going to just show you. I'm going to show you, okay? The world is talking. That's for sure. This is what the world is saying right now, okay? 14 minutes ago, all right, this was just posted. Kevin Samuels' death news, girlfriend rumors resurface after married, quote-unquote, YouTuber collapsed on top of mystery woman. What the hell's going on? Kevin Samuels girlfriend rumors resurface after quote married YouTuber collapsed on top of mystery woman. Is Kevin Samuels married? What the heck? Let's see. I'm just reading this. YouTube star was not married to anyone. Oh, okay. I don't know what the heck is going on with these news articles. I was like, he's definitely not married, but anyways, so that was written. Let's see what else they're saying. The source says Vivica Fox says Kevin Samuels' death was due to karma, right? We already know that. T.I. defends Kevin Samuels, blasts critics. Let's see what else. What else are they saying? Nurse operator, blah, blah, blah. Kevin Samuels has died. Kevin Samuels, controversial YouTuber. Okay, so it's not too negative of a spin so far. It's not too negative of a spin. I saw some negative articles, but it's not too negative of a spin so far, it doesn't look like. Just kind of keep on looking. I'm always nervous to... let's see. Vivica A. Fox is not playing. Rich Dollars blast Kevin Samuels. We all know why Kevin Samuels' death is making black women feel away. Controversy followed Kevin Samuels. That's kind of wild that Dennis Sperling says, oh, he's not that controversial of a person. Hey, what are we watching the same computer screen? Are we on the same YouTube site?
And so this is where we are. So what you see, right? What you see
this isn't doing a good
is
job.
Folks attacking Kevin Samuels because of the power.
Dennis, you're not doing a good job defending Kevin on this topic, man. But I respect the defense, man. This is a solid friend, dude. If you have a friend, you want a friend like Dennis Sperling. I'm not gonna lie, for real.
Power and influence that he had.
Loyal.
This is it. See, the problem is for those who want to hold on to power and influence is that once the folks began to listen to Kevin Samuels, his truth resonated with them. And because of that, people began to follow him.
No. Kevin Samuels' truth didn't resonate with them. Kevin Samuels' words resonated with them. There's quite a big difference, okay? Truth, most of the time, doesn't resonate with a lot of people. This is why we say the truth hurts, right? These old adages that have been said for thousands upon thousands, in some cases years, these old Chinese proverbs and tales, right? No. We aren't designed to like the truth. So the fact and the mere fact that a lot of guys like Kevin Samuels automatically lets me know that the message he was probably speaking wasn't aimed at telling guys the truth, at least not about themselves, right? But we already know that because Kevin said that as we've already watched. Oh, let's go ahead and watch it again. Let's go ahead and watch it again. Maybe we messed up. I'm gonna play it again. I don't care how mad y'all are gonna get for me playing this clip. I need to make it a button. I need to make this clip. I need more buttons on my thing is what I need. I need to upgrade my account.
To hear that truth. We just don't. If
guys don't like to hear the what, Kevin? I'm sorry.
Hear that truth. Sometimes guys don't want to hear that truth.
Wait, okay, so do guys like the truth? Do guys like the truth, Dennis Sperling? Or do guys not want to hear the truth? Which one is it? The truth resonated within the men. The truth of what? That women aren't shit and that they're doing everything right and that the women need to just lower their standards to them? Huh? What truth? It's not the honest truth because Kevin just told you that guys don't want to hear the honest truth. Oh, you must not have heard. Not me.
Sometimes guys don't want to hear that truth. We just don't. Guys don't want to hear that truth. We just don't. Guys don't want to hear that truth. We just don't. Guys don't want to hear that truth. We just don't. Guys don't want to hear that truth. We just don't. Guys don't want to hear that truth. We just don't. If I come on here talking about, female nature, such and so forth, and if I would start bashing women or talking noise, oh man, the likes and everything will go through the roof. But when you start talking to men saying, guys, cheap is some of the most expensive stuff out there.
And influence is that once the folks began to listen to Kevin Samuels, his truth resonated with them. And because of that, people began to follow him. So whether you were some, random YouTuber or a church parishioner or entertainer or athlete, a lawmaker, whatever, when you heard Kevin Samuels, you heard his truth. And you began to realize that relationships in the Western world and all over the world, actually, anywhere that the doctrine of, we'll say, eminism.
And this is why the federal government is going to start going after the minister right there. Because these dudes are talking like they're trying to take over the world, or like the world is trying to be taken over by the feminists, right? They're speaking this really radical type of way, right? This really careful, because right now, because of the Western society, the entire feminism type of thing, bro, nah, negative, bro. But listen to this, though. I want you to hear this.
That relationships in the Western world and all over the world, actually, anywhere that
too many guys are trying to fly to Mars right now. Like Kevin was saying, too many guys are trying to fly to Mars. You're trying to make all these moves, and you're not in that position to even do that. Now maybe we'll give Dennis the benefit of the doubt, because this dude's an attorney, right? This dude's probably a legitimate millionaire, right? Everything that I've seen, the things that I've done research in his background, I mean, it looks like he literally paid for his own reality show. It looks like he paid to make his own reality show. Like, the dude's balling, man. The dude's balling outrageous. So keep that in mind. I am a dusty YouTuber to some extent, talking about an attorney right now. So keep that in mind, that I do not have, even myself, the credibility to really get on Dennis Sperling that much. But what I can be completely transparent and honest about is what he is considering his motivational factor for making this video right now. And that is not incomplete. In my opinion, it's a bit of disingenuous energy there, but it's not even purposeful disingenuous energy. I think it's just misplaced energy and support for a friend without truly being able to acknowledge what the real is, because he wants to just simply be a friend. And I think one thing that Kevin Samuels said all the time, and that I would use in this particular situation and circumstance, Dennis, because he probably is watching, is that facts don't care about your feelings, right? That's what Kevin said, as a matter of fact. Those are the words that Kevin Samuels used to repeatedly tell women as they came onto the panel, to become humiliated, to become embarrassed, to get called linebackers, to get called Big Shirley, while Kevin Samuels also played sound effects of slapping them and the trumpet or the fat trombone playing as he escorted them off with the military like and a bunch of niggas who make $27,850 a year laughing in the chat and encouraging it, right? So that's a fact, Dennis Sperling. Regardless of how you feel about Kevin Samuels right now, that is what people are talking about and how people will remember him. Facts don't care about your feelings. You see, it's no fun when the rabbit has a gun. That's something that you're going to notice in life, ladies and gentlemen. It's no fun when those three fingers you realize are pointing right back at you, right? That's no fun. We don't like that because we don't like the truth. Oh, you didn't know that guys didn't like the truth? I have a friend here. That you may know him, Dennis.
Sometimes guys don't want to hear that truth. We just don't want to hear that truth. Sometimes guys don't want to hear that truth. Sometimes guys don't want to hear that truth.
Sometimes we just don't like to hear the truth. It strikes us. It rubs us the wrong way. It's like, well, that makes sense, but why? Why and how does that make sense? I think that's the biggest problem a lot of people have when they used to come onto the panels, right? And they used to talk to me. They'd be like, well, truth, that makes sense. But I don't like the way that, and then, we'd have our kind of dusty moment. And, we had the dusty fingers and stuff like that. But every time they came onto the panel, they were like, yeah, that makes sense. Fuck. That makes sense. Now what? Well, after you acknowledge it makes sense, you got to accept now. But and now this is where we start talking about accountability. All right? When you accept that the truth is the truth, it doesn't care about your feelings, right? This is when you accept accountability, right? It's when you accept accountability. And this is when accountability actually begins to happen. This is when change happens in this case. Now, we're talking about people to people, and the situation I just gave was an inanimate object or a non-person and a person or a situation happening to you. Now, once again, this isn't a type of situation because in the Kevin Samuels type of situation or case, it was a person-to-person type of situation where one person was going to need to be accountable to the other person type of ordeals. But like I always say in life will hold you accountable. You don't need to hold anybody accountable. And this is why this false accountability narrative is so bothersome with me. This is why I have such a hard time really letting these guys and their accountability discussion or talking point go so far on. Oh, we need to tell women that they can't get this guy. Or we need to tell women that they can't get this or can't get that. We need to tell women, well, guess what? If she doesn't get the guy, then she doesn't get the guy. That's accountability. That's literally what's going to happen to her. She's going to go through life, and then she won't get that guy that she wants, and then she might actually be alone, in which case that would be the accountability that you so want women to experience, that you so viscerally try and put on women, guys, okay? That is the accountability. Or time will tell. Time is the ultimate revealer, or we'll see, right? We'll see. Or I told you so. I hate to say it, but I told you so. And you know how it feels good to say, oh, I told you so, right? That is another version of accountability, but it's life holding you accountable. You see, the big problem with this case and why I think the Kevin thing was able to kind of take off in the way that it did, or so fluidly and so vibrantly, so viscerally, is because in our particular community, the men that grow up in the black community, black men, as in comparison to a lot of other communities, we just do not have as much. And so this is the scarcity mindset. I've talked about this a little bit in the past, but the scarcity mindset goes, and it goes something along the lines of, if you are in an environment and there's not much materialistic resources, there's not much food, there's not much access to information or technology, there's not much anything for you in abundance, then what you do get, you're willing to, or you squeeze onto that much tighter because it's scarce. There's not that much of it. And so the scarcity mindset, after being raised in it for 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years, or the hood as what we call it, or Blackistan as what we call it, can effectively morph a person's mind, right? And so all of a sudden, robbing a store and then only getting $43 off the lick, or doing a drive-by on somebody's house and trying to, or doing anything insignificant. You hear about these robberies. You hear about these things that people do and they only got away with a few dollars. Or they robbed a laundromat and they got 15 years in jail for armed robbery, for a coin machine, or for a laundromat attendant that only had $100 in the drawer. And you're like, how did that happen? Well, it's because of the scarcity mindset. It's because they've been missing certain essential qualities for so long that now they're willing to just squeeze as tough as they can to the little bit of resources that they have right now, and they want to and at the single sight of a threat along those resources, they're going all the way to Timbuktu. And you hear about stories of people getting slightly disrespected, or having their shoes stepped on, or having their cars hit. Well, because you don't have any insurance on that car, now you're willing to fight. Now you're willing to pop a nigga on the side of the highway or in the hood because you need that car taken care of, because that's the only car you have. And if you lose that car right now, it's going to be very tough to get another car. So scarcity mindset drives a very radical, a very primalistic, prime. Let me look up this word. Is criminalistic a word? Criminalistic. Animalistic. Manalistic. Criminalistic. It's not a word I don't see. I'm looking for primal. Yeah, it's a word. We're good. It has to be a word because it's describing criminalistic. No? All right. We don't know if it's a word. Oh, look at that. It is a word. We're good, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Hey, look at that. We got words in multiple languages. Y'all are not using the internet for what we're supposed to be using the internet for, y'all. We could be learning different languages, y'all. Man, y'all using the internet to try and bash women. I'm about to learn another language. I'm about to learn Danish. Criminalistique. Or primalista in Spanish. French is primaliste. Norwegian is primalistic. Okay, we can speak Norwegian. Russian is primalistic. All right. I like the way that the Danish spell it though. Look at that. They use a SK. Oh, it's primalistisk. Primalistisk. Okay. Anyways, we don't need the. Anyways, so getting back to the scarcity mindset, right? A lot of guys don't have a lot of. Listen, as black men, we'll never experience the power. Shots fired. Of this.
This is Sparta!
As black men, we'll never get to experience what it really feels like to own a freaking country. We don't own no countries. We don't even own Africa. You know what I'm saying? We don't own anything. So we're never going to get to have that. The scarcity mindset for us is that the power that we so crave and desire amongst our women or amongst our societies or our day-to-day jobs, our economic situations, that power has morphed a lot of men, particularly the guys at the very bottom, right? It morphs a lot of guys into this person, right? And it's kind of like going through the mud so long. Eventually, there are parts of the mud that you just can't, no matter how hard you scrub, get off of your body, and you look and there's always another piece of mud. You ever touch honey and you touch the honey and you put some honey on your toast, or what do you use honey for? I don't know. What do y'all do? You put it in your tea or something? And so you use the honey and you put it back, you wash your hands off, and the next thing you know, you got honey on your ears. And you're like, why are my ears sticky? And the next thing you know, like your neck is sticky. And then like your fingertips are sticky and you look at your hands and there's honey all over your hands. And you're like, what the hell is going on? I just washed my hands and the honey's up there, right? It's crazy. It just spreads and spreads and spreads and spreads and spreads. That's kind of the scarcity mindset a little bit, where it's like all it takes is a little bit and it can have such a traumatic event. But when you use a lot, it's like that trauma multiplies and exponentially on itself. And before you know it, you're like, what the hell's going on? So this power grab is really what a lot of guys love to see in the Kevin Samuels conversations. That's they love to see a man in power or dominance over women. It made them feel like a boss. They were able to see a black man in that powerful position. And this is why even Kevin Samuels referenced Gordon Ramsay, a white man who's the chef, obviously, in this position of power, to try and give some sort of connection or parallelism to that position. When in reality, Gordon Ramsay was a chef who studied from the age of freaking like 14 years old or 15 years old, moved to France, yo. Gordon Ramsay was dead broke, right? Parents were broke. I think his dad used to beat his mom up. His dad used to beat his mom to shit. His parents were dead broke. And I think he left the house because his dad was about to like whoop his ass or kill him one day. So he left his house, moved to Italy. He became the best chef in the world, right? The best chef in the world. Built his own restaurant, right? Extremely successful restaurant. Won countless Michelin stars, right? And then proceeded to go on and actually start teaching or instructing other people how to cook on television via various actual television shows like Top Level Chef and things of that nature. So Kevin is trying to compare himself to somebody who is, yes, an asshole as well, completely 100%, but you have to understand Gordon Ramsay has not failed at cooking. Gordon Ramsay did not divorce from the kitchen. Gordon Ramsay, yes, does shit on his people 100%. You best believe it. He shits on them. But in the same breath, guess what? Gordon Ramsay also gets a lot of shit too. As a matter of fact, if you Google Gordon Ramsay and the way people see him or whatever it might be, not everything is positive with Gordon Ramsay. A lot of people don't like Gordon Ramsay because he is an asshole, right? But you have to understand that they respect Gordon Ramsay because he's the best at what he does. Nobody's going to get into that kitchen and cook better than Gordon Ramsay. I'm sorry. I don't hear that much tangible advice. The best advice that I heard from Kevin Samuels was given to men. And it was those videos that we saw earlier. That was the best advice I saw. I did not see anything in the videos of Kevin talking to these women that led me to believe that, oh my God, wow, that was a bombshell. Damn, he just changed her life. Wow, that's the best chef I've ever seen in the kitchen. Wow, I can see that she sees the light of day clearly now. Wow, he just saved the child. Wow, she's gonna be able to get married now. I have never, in a single conversation with Kevin, out of the hundreds of hours of Kevin Samuels stuff that I've watched, not one time had that epiphany hit my cerebral cortex. Never. Now people are gonna say, "Oh, well, Truth, you just don't like Kevin, Truth." See, you, Truth, just don't like Kevin. See, y'all just hate Kevin because you don't want to handle the truth. You'll say that we don't want to handle the truth, but if you're saying that I don't want to handle the truth, you're a black man too. So I think that the truth is truth, that you don't like what Kevin was saying because it's the truth about women. I know an argument, a semantical type of argument can be and will be made against me, right? The semantical type of argument. We can argue semantics till the cows come home. Well, if you say that's the truth and that you can't refute it, then Kevin was saying the truth too. So why are you getting in your feelings about what Kevin said? They'll try and flip it some type of way to say, oh, well, if I have to accept what you're saying, then you have to accept what I'm saying. No, it doesn't work that way. There's only one truth. There's only one. So the second somebody tries to use that argumentatively, oh, if you use the no, we're not gonna, we can't say both because that means one of us is lying, right? So do you care about the truth or do you care about trying to be right in the situation? Two different things. And that's exactly what Kevin said in the earlier clip. Let me show it to you again. He was telling a guy, you don't need to be standing up to all the red pill people, this, and that. No, you just need to go to college, take care of your business, and do your thing. You need to just go get the information and the knowledge that you actually need, F all the other distractions and BS, and then get out of there. The boning women part, I don't, hey, we're adults. You don't have to have sex with somebody to be married to them. I get that. All right? I'm not completely unreal. You got to be married to have sex with, no, we're past that now. Yeah, I wouldn't listen to it anyways, so we're past that. Let me look at the comments for a second. Make sure I didn't miss any super chats. I can't read the comments as much as I'd like to, y'all, because it takes away from me actually being able to speak, consistently. But okay, I didn't miss anything yet. Somebody said, THT, are you hiding anything? I'm not hiding anything. Read the super chats, THT. Hey, I'm reading them right now. Queen of the South says this. Thank you so much, Organic Black. I'm not hiding anything, not that I know of, at least. Queen of the South says this. Queen of the South, thank you for the $10 super chat. Dennis is a full-time lawyer and part-time reggaeton rapper. Why doesn't anyone address this? Can you play one of his videos? He has shady vibes. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I can't say much because I'm a part-time rapper as well. So I can't say much. But the reggaeton rap is definitely lit. Hey, listen, if his music is fire, I don't mind. I'll bump the Dennis Sperling mixtape if his music is fire. Let's see. What's his rap name? Somebody put his rap name in the chat. What's his rap name? Now Dennis is gonna be like, oh no, you gone too far now. Now, nigga, you gone too far. Now I'm copyright strike. Talking about my music? I don't care anymore, to be honest. I do care. I'd be really sad if this channel went down, I'm not gonna lie. I'd be like, fuck. I think I found it. Juan Carlos. Yo, hey, and after this, I'm gonna play my music too, cause I'm not nobody's whatever from getting embarrassed online. It's all fair play. Everybody gets it. Yeah. Damn, Dennis. Okay, Dennis got the chicks though.
Dance your life away. It's okay to dance your life away. Dance your life away. It's okay to dance your life away.
Her grandmother was some Haiti, mi abuela Haitiana. La Rubia, you're still a real Dominicana. When I was poor and young, music was all I had. I'm glad I suffered, and thank God I struggled. Now I dance often like we did in Cabaret Day. Back on this white wine, help my rhyme line fine. Been a minute since I've been in it, caught my win. Took some losses in the game, the wind still in rain. Shaking by retiring and getting out this thing. Hacienda in the playa, adopt a new name. One calls to change, lost in the strange land. Aliens assume names and dance with no shame.
Dance your life away. It's okay to dance your life away.
Boy, y'all tripping. That's fire. My man's got the Cuban on. Fucking stunting. Y'all got Dennis messed up, man. Dennis done became a millionaire and an attorney, and he's reggaeton rapping. Y'all better catch up. Ooh, my goodness. I ain't gonna lie. She is beautiful. Why am I hating on Dennis again? What's this video about? I done changed my mind. Dennis, you all right? Yo, in the chat. Yo, that's what I say, man. The internet's the best investigators. The private investigators don't have to do anything. The private investigators sit back with popcorn on YouTube and be like, we'll just wait. They're gonna tell us who killed him. They're gonna tell us, just wait. Hey, did you catch that Dennis Sperling stream the other night, Corporal? Sarge? Check it out. I don't know. We might have. Man, they're doing Minority Report. They're gonna start capturing people before this shit happens now. King Clay, $2. King Clay, $2 coming in balling outrageous here with the super chat. Says, amazing that you've never seen it. I can send one to you. Oh, King Clay, I didn't mean to insult you, bro. I thought you were insulting me. Jesus, I feel so bad. I insulted King Clay and he freaking sent money. I think he was talking about the music video there. My bad, King Clay. I didn't mean to. You just see, dang, I'm pretty much turning into a divester now. Jesus Christ. I saw a black man. I just assumed it was going to be a freaking, you're welcome, Queen of the South. Queen of the South says, thank you, Queen of the South, for supporting. I appreciate that. I keep pressing the thing. Yeah, they're, somebody said y'all are so petty. Sugar Bum said y'all are petty. Petty is not even the word. The internet is a new level, man. The internet is a new level. People do not give a fudge on YouTube. And listen, I had to be that person too. Cause when everything was going on with me, I was like, man, like I was going through it. I was like, man, y'all are evil ass people. Y'all niggas be like, God's gonna judge y'all niggas, man. Wait till I get my hand out you niggas, bro. I swear to God, you niggas. I was heated, bro. I was like, damn, these niggas playing me. These niggas playing me. Yo, I was heated. I was heated for like a solid, and I was depressed for like a couple days. Like I was depressed for like a solid 2 days, and then I was heated and depressed, but more like heated for like a solid week. Now now it's just funny to me. Now it's just funny to me. But still, though, this is still a serious situation, and it should not be funny. Doxing is not funny at all. But seriously though, it's not funny. It's effed up. It's effed up. Dennis, I know you want to sue people, bro. If you want to sue people, though, enemy of my enemy is my friend type stuff, you know what I'm saying? Now, smart cookie, you stop that. Dennis is high value. His pant size does not matter. He's high value. He's a high earner, okay? Patriot said people are savages. Indeed, they are, Patriot. Thank you, Patriot, for being here. Sugar Bump says, y'all so petty. I love it here. There. Yo, I'm not going to lie. Y'all women add so much life to me sometimes. Because I read the comments on the playback. I'm like, these ladies are hilarious, man. I would love to go party with some of y'all. The ones I'd like to go party with. Nia, Queen. She's not here anymore. I forget who the other one was. There was somebody else that was hilarious in the chat. And I cannot remember who it was. I think she's mad at me now and she probably hates me now. But she was beyond funny. She never came onto the panel, but she was beyond funny. A few other ones, when I see the name, I know them. I'm like, oh, yeah, there they go. There they go. Let's get these other comments here. You know what? Maybe we'll finish out the rest of this. Let's finish out the rest of the music video. And then we'll continue on our little live stream. We're just hanging out tonight. No need to open up a panel. We're just hanging out tonight. Now it's just 100 people watching. Hey, listen, we got a few other people that are live. Make sure if you haven't already checked, these are the people that supported me and that continued to support me when we had a bunch of stuff happen. Cerebral is one of those people. She's live right now. Let's see what she's talking about.
Is not enough to pay the bills. I don't give a damn if he tells you, babe, just wait till I get on my feet.
Well, it's funny. That's what Kevin Samuels was saying when we were listening to him earlier. Fascinating.
We gonna be the next Jay-Z and Beyonce. I got your back. I'm gonna buy you all the designer bags in the world. Just give me a minute. I need a strong woman in my corner to help lift me up. That's potential. And it's no guarantee that that potential can develop into something greater. Otherwise, you'll help build him up, clean him up, put money in his pockets and everything, and he will start treating you like you're beneath him, and he'll start smiling in other women's faces, looking good with the shit that you helped him accomplish. Then he's gonna leave you for a woman who didn't have to lift a finger to do anything. He should come to the table with his shit together already. And then you and him have the potential to build something greater off of what y'all both already have. It's not your job to build him up. Potential don't pay the damn bills. You can be bad by yourself. Story time.
Shots fired. Man down. Bum, 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 bum. Brum, bum, bum, bum. Brum, bum, bum, bum. Man down. Man down. That's Cerebral, ladies and gentlemen. You can find her on YouTube. That's her YouTube handle right here, at Cerebral, Cerebral. A few more content creators I want to shout out. A few more people who roll with me and stick with me, and I really appreciate them. Another one of those content creators is Permission to Exist. We mentioned her on the last live stream that we had yesterday. Permission to Exist can be found on YouTube. Spelling it out. Permission, space 2, space exist. It is a sentence. Is that a sentence? Permission to exist? I think that's actually more of a, what's the word? It's an incomplete sentence. It's not a full sentence. And then, of course, we have a few others. I want to go ahead and give special mention to Uppity Unicorn, who's been a supporter on this channel for a very long time now. Uppity Unicorn can be found with Uppity and then the unicorn logo. It might be a bit difficult to find her, but if you type in Uppity Unicorn, she will pop up, I guarantee you, if you type in the full words, Uppity Unicorn. I want to give a huge special shout out to you for still sticking with and watching us right now. And the Truth Seekers community, y'all have been through and gone through a lot with me, and we're going to continue to go through a lot together on this journey of life as we all learn more about ourselves and the madness that we have found ourselves in, that our parents have brought us into. Dang it, Mom and Dad, I didn't ask to be here. No, I'm kidding you. I'm happy to be here, especially happy to be here with you tonight. Listen, as we go ahead and head this thing on out, as I read the last of these comments tonight, as you lay down or take a shower, as you roll up or pour your glass of wine, as you continue to watch your YouTube shows, I want you to keep in mind that, we do live one time in this life and we get one chance to dance, and I want you to enjoy that one chance that you have to dance. And so if you need to take some time off of YouTube, do it. If you need to go and take a vacation or a mini road trip, do it. If you need to just, if you want to go see what Dubai looks like and you have $7,500 in your bank account and the tickets are cheap right now and you're not doing anything, you don't have to work for a week next week and you want to just take that trip, then go do it. Go do whatever you want. Use your time you have right now wisely. And we say use your time wisely, but use your time specifically, right? Pick out things that are going to add to you and do those things and enjoy those things, because that's what life is all about, y'all. That's what life is all about. We work too damn hard. We go through way too much, and we put up with too much BS to not enjoy this miracle of a world that we live in, right? This random ass sphere spinning in the middle of nowhere in an ever expansive space of gas and matter. Wild, wild, wild. So I want you to enjoy that wildness. But as you go on and, get drunk, get lifted, get feeling good, go out to new restaurants, go out to new social circles, go out to new environments, bowling alleys, movies, things of that nature, I want you to think about your protection. I want you to consider a firearm. I want you to consider taking a firearm class. If maybe carrying a firearm is too much for you, just go take a class. You don't have to buy one that day. Just go shoot one. Start off with a 22. Start off with an instructor that's a paid instructor. You're going to go through an hour-long vocal class or written class first, learning about the basics and the principles. You'll talk with people who are combat veterans or ex-police officers or ex-security personnel, and they'll get you acclimated and very comfortable with the weapon. Remember, it's the person behind the gun. You just don't want to find yourself in front of one. If you can't do a gun, if you just have made up your mind, or if you're in a state that doesn't, call itself the United States of America, so New York and California, shout out to all my New Yorkers and Californians, because y'all are essentially the biggest hustlers in the country. It's just coincidental that the most expensive states also happen to be the ones that forbid guns the most as well. We're not going to go conspiracy way right now. But I really do love those two states, especially LA. Especially LA. I'll let you do with that what you will. But if you can't have a gun for whatever reason, then start thinking about bear spray, pepper spray, and things of that nature, right? For my New Yorkers, for my Californians, everybody else who lives in the free states. I kid. I kid. But in all honesty, it's been really good to be here with y'all tonight. I can't thank y'all enough for the support. We don't have that many people watching. Obviously, when we get into the drama and things like that, the numbers do go up. Playback squad or replay squad, make sure that if you can send a donation through the thanks button. What is the thanks button? Well, the thanks button is, and I've been meaning to explain this, and I didn't even know what the thanks button was. I woke up one day and they were like, "Oh, you can do this on your channel," and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting. What is that?" So apparently, and I don't know if anybody's going to do this, but just in case you can't super chat or you can't cash app or you can't do whatever, man, that song is jamming. You can thanks now on YouTube. If you click this button right here, I guess you can donate. So let me just click thanks. Okay, and then after you post a thanks, it's like donating. That's interesting, and you can do whatever you like there. So that's your excuse. You no longer have an excuse to not donate. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to wrap it up for the True Seekers Live podcast. I love you so much, and I appreciate y'all for being here. Be safe, y'all. Be safe. We're going to be back tomorrow. Look at that. We're going to be back tomorrow. Once again, we can do these live streams more and more often when there's more support. And so I understand I talk about that a lot, and that pisses people off to talk about, donations. But it's the truth of the matter. When we get more donations, I can stream more for y'all. And if you like the stream, then you don't have to donate that much. But if you like it, then $1, $2. And it's like, okay, people like it. I'm gonna keep on going. Self-Love Heals donates $100. Self-Love Heals drops 100 bomb in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, Self-Love Heals drops 100 bomb in the chat for spitting straight fire. Diana, it is ridiculous in Cali and in New York. It makes no sense. Self-Love Heals coming through with the $100 bomb for spitting straight fire, she said tonight. I appreciate that. She's one of our top members, been on the channel for, one of the longest as well. I want to thank Organic Black and Nia X for moderating in the chat. Organic Black and Nia X for moderating in the chat. Moderators do not get enough thanks. A lot of the times when you're moderating, you don't really get to enjoy the chat as much as the normal person because you're constantly looking out for keywords, and it's hard to find good moderators. I dealt with people who were deleting comments all the time, people who were blocking people, one person who I think was actually trying to do damage to the channel who I made a moderator, so I had to stop that a long time ago. And it's hard to find, people who are going to moderate and be in the chat every single, or at least for most of the live streams. And so you find good moderators, and that's damn near more important, man. I'm telling you, damn near more important. Let's see. Diana Prince said, THT, what happened to the company that made the candles you used to show? The candles I used to show. Yeah, that was Unique Boutique Candles. So what happened to Unique Boutique Candles is the owner of that company ended up linking up with Taz and Nyla. Loren ended up backing up Taz and Nyla and Cynthia G, and she started doing panels and everything with Taz and Nyla after I had put her links all over my channel, after I had, Inky Dion says, are you and Crystalline Carrison going to do an interview soon? Yeah, I think I'll hit her up for sure. She told me to hit her up a while ago. I think I'll definitely hit her up and do some work with her because there's a lot that I have to talk about with the pink pill situation. With her blessing, I'd like to go ahead and talk about it. It's funny that you said that, Inky Dion. I was speaking with somebody today. about the pink pill situation. I was speaking with somebody less than 12 hours ago. Maybe more than 12 hours, actually. It was like 13 hours ago. Like 14 hours ago. I was speaking about pink pill today in conversation. So I'm glad you said that because that lets me know it's confirmation. That lets me know it's confirmation there. Answering your question. So that's what happened with the candle company. I no longer put her links on my channel because if you're going to support me, if you're going to go against somebody who doxed my family, my little sisters, who put other black women's information online, Nyla says dox me, my mom, my family, my sisters. The video is still up of all that stuff, and the videos of other people being doxed are still up online on the internet too. It's not just me. They still have the nude pictures of the women that they took. Nyla says asking for her subscribers' breast pictures. All those pictures are still online. These people are insane people, yo. These people are crazy. That's why at this point it's just entertainment to me. I'm like, oh, these people are really crazy. You just got to see it as entertainment now at this point. If you don't, you'll drive yourself crazy trying to rationalize these people online. Don't do that. Take it for entertainment because that's what it is. These people are insane, and so use it for your entertainment. But that's what happened to her. She thinks that Taz and Nyla were better than the person, me, that ended up promoting her business for free. So I'm not going to promote her business for free. And as Taz and Nyla's numbers dwindle over the course of a year to 2 to 3 years, assuming that Cynthia G doesn't support them, because I believe it's my belief that Cynthia G is going to wait for a couple of months, and then all of a sudden you're going to see Nyla and Taz right back on her panels when things die down. That's what I think that's what I think might happen. Maybe it won't, maybe it will. It just depends on how much fire is still on Nyla and Taz and how much the court of public opinion decides to oust Nyla and Taz. So it all depends on ultimately black women, or whether or not Nyla and Taz are going to continue to work with Cynthia G. Because if Nyla and Taz, if you see them on the panel and the women don't have a problem with it, then that's the end of it. Everything that they've done, horrible, horrific towards every black woman, everything that Taz, the Naker Taz has done towards black women is null and void if the black women let it go on. So for me on my end, though, I'm not going to be working with anybody that continues to work with Nyla and Taz. And so Unique Boutique Candles, as far as I'm concerned, the business can burn to the ground as far as I'm concerned, right? That's what I think about that. Anybody that strategically sets themselves or aligns themselves against who you are. Loren is a black woman. I don't for the life of me understand that. But I think that Nyla says and thing like that, I think that the manipulation videos that they dropped, the little expose video, I'm pretty sure that convinced her a lot, you know? And that's what Nyla's really good at. That Nyla's extremely good at manipulating, and, you know, y'all all know this already and everything. But this is why we talk about the media. This is why we have to do these types of videos. This is why sometimes we have to go ahead and pound this reality, this situation, because once the video's up, it doesn't go anywhere. And I'm able to get a decent amount of views and go against. Fortunately, I'm able to get a decent amount of views and go against what was at one point my main demographic, which is very hard to do on YouTube. Very few people are going to be able to go against their main demographic and continue to see the same numbers or an increase in numbers. I'll be honest, y'all. I was talking with somebody today. I have more subscribers now than before the Taz and Nyla and Cynthia G thing happened. I've surpassed the subscribers. You know what I mean? And so it's one of those things where it's like, you know, what's real is real, and nobody and nothing can really ever stop you type of thing. But people beyond that, even if they don't like you, are going to be willing to listen to you, and they want to listen to you. I'm sure a lot of people didn't like Kevin Samuels, but they were addicted to listening to him nonetheless. Why? Maybe it's because of that little spinning thing that he used to have. Maybe it's because of the suits that he used to wear and the energy that he gave off, or his confidence or his aura. A lot of people didn't like Kevin, but they still watched. So I think that's one of those things here. Whereas instead of still watching, they'll watch and agree with what I'm saying. They just won't sub. They just won't subscribe, or they'll watch and agree. They'll just be like, Naker, or I don't like your history or your past, or I feel like you're pandering, or something. You know what I mean? So it's just an interesting little mix, and I'm just kind of rambling right now. Minding My Business says, I love the pink pill. I don't know why and how. I was talking about this today. People hate pink pill. People hate the pink pill. Can somebody please explain to me, why do women hate the pink pill so much? What did Crystalline Carrison do to black women empowerment? Black Woman Sphere said she doesn't like pink pill. So Black Woman Sphere right now is exposing Nyla and Taz. She's putting Cynthia G and all the doxing that all of them have been doing for years on Front Street. But she said out of her own two mouths, sorry, Women's Sphere Podcast, that she doesn't fuck with Women's Sphere Podcast. Her words verbatim were, I don't fuck with that bitch. That's what Women's Sphere Podcast said. Crystalline Carrison seems like one of the sweetest people in the world to me. I'm pretty good with reading people. Very good with reading people. That's why I cut Taz off the first 16 seconds he was on my panel. I was like, this nigga is a fool. So I'm good with reading people's initial energy at first, and then maybe I'll get lost in the mix because I'll start giving them a chance and stuff. But Crystalline Karras in the Pink Pill, I have never seen her say a ill will towards black women empowerment. I saw her go on the Tanya TKO show, and I saw the, Tanya TKO ended up using like the Pink Pill crying as one of her thumbnails. You know what I mean? And so I don't know what, this is the thumbnail right here with the Pink Pill. And so she's the one responsible for starting divestment. I mean, it's Pink Pill, Cerebral. I mean, look, black man who called Pink Pill and lover. This is Cynthia G right here, Tanya TKO. They've all taken from what I've been told. This is from what I've been told. So don't nail me to this cross, even though some of the divestors already, and some of the people, niggas try to nail me, even though, this is what I've been told, that Pink Pill started divestment. Pink Pill started divestment, and then Cynthia G, Nyla, everybody, Tanya, TKO, whoever, is Shira black? I didn't know she was Mexican or whatever. All these other women you see right here popping up all stole it from Pink Pill. Now, Pink Pill was doing these loves with Tanya TKO, these self-love videos, leveling up. She had a good thing going on, yada, yada, yada. And then she started getting into it with some of that's right, ladies. She started getting into it with some of the ladies. It wasn't the manosphere that took the Pink Pill out. It's not the manosphere that posts a video of her crying right now trying to humiliate her. It's a black woman. But don't worry, we're going to talk about that. It's Tanya. So I don't know why or how this message gets lost when it's supposed to be defending black women, but it's like the black women going around like Nyla, Taz, and Cynthia doing harm to the black women that made up the movements that were supposed to be about protecting black women. I don't know what Pink Pill did. I don't know who she pissed off, but a lot of black women do not like Pink Pill. They do not like Pink Pill at all. Faith Factor says Crystalline tends to throw rocks, then hide her hand and play victim, but I respect her content. I mean, what did she do, though? No, she started swirling. Oh, okay. THT, you haven't been around long enough. Pink Pill has doxed and taken down many interracial daters and divestors for not promoting people. Okay, there we go. So apparently I'm wrong about this. Hey, I'm willing to accept it. Reaction Satisfaction said I'm wrong about this. So I'm speaking illegitimately on Pink Pill. He says that Pink Pill has doxed and taken down many interracial daters and divestors for not promoting the Pink Pill brand. I was told today something completely different. And Reaction Satisfaction, the person that told me this was like, has been around since that time. The person that told me this has been around since that time. Like since the very beginning type of stuff. So Nyla and Taz doxed you because they were mad at you interviewing The Space Goes Full. No, I mean, yeah, pretty much. Nyla and Taz doxed me because I was starting to do really well, and they want to be Taz wants to be the only defender of black women, type of stuff. I don't even know why they doxed me. I don't know why they doxed me. They doxed me because I kicked Taz off the panel because he was a fucking like fool, because he's like a super nigger on the panel, right? I'm gonna get flamed for saying that. I really shouldn't have said that. I should not have said super nigger. That's so disrespectful to my ancestors, yo. I should not have said that. I feel so bad for saying that to my ancestors, bro. So bad for saying that to my ancestors. Ancestors, forgive me. Because I know that word was used to destroy them. A super nigger, okay? That's not much better. But forgive me, ancestors. Jesus, I know they're rolling in their graves right now. But he got upset because I kicked him off of my panel because he's this violent, stereotypical, prototypical fucking crackhead hood type, like just straight up trash ass dude, bro. You know what I mean? He got upset because I kicked him off the panel. He got in his feelings, and then Nyla ended up doing a live on me, and then they were like, oh, he used to talk bad about black women, so they played videos of me talking badly about black women and saying black women, because there's a video that was going on, right? So these kids were twerking and dancing on stage, this video of majorettes, kids twerking and dancing on stage, little girls with their bellies all out, shaking their butts and everything like that. And I was saying, Aquanisha, Pookies, and the Ray Rays all watching this shit happen and go down should be fucking ashamed of themselves, because they should. So they made it seem like I hate all black women, or like I have something out for black women, because they're like, oh, he called her Darkisha. He called a black woman Darkisha. No, I didn't call a black woman Darkisha. I called a black woman Aquanisha. Okay, I called her Aquanisha because it was a reference at the time, right? It was a reference at the time. We all know, and we joke about all the time, naming kids Glocktavius, naming kids Montavious, naming kids Aqualavius. We joke all the time about that, right? We joke all the time about that. The reason I said Aquanisha is because I actually do know Aquanisha. I met her. She was an Uber driver for me, and so that was just a name that just popped up in my mind, right? And yes, she definitely didn't have a problem letting you know that she didn't give a dang about where she was from. Okay? She was proud about being from the ward. And yes, her name was Aquanisha, and she didn't give any dams. Okay? So I know that you might think so that's what ended up happening, right? They were like, "Oh, he's racist against he hates black women, and he hates this, he hates that. He hates this and he hates that." It was like, no. This is unacceptable. And this shouldn't be going down right now. This is weird. 7-year-old girls should not be dancing, shaking their little butts with their stomachs out in front of grown-ass men and women. That shouldn't be happening. If my daughter was doing that, I would have immediately taken her out and scolded whatever little event that was, trying to purport that madness as some sort of majorette or something like that. I'm not trying to upset or get on people that do majorette. I get that maybe I just don't understand the culture, but my daughter is not going to be in tights with her stomach out, shaking her butt on stage with grown people watching her and encouraging her. Call me crazy. It's crazy. They're out there shaking. They're like, hold on. They're like, what are we talking about? THT. That's just majorette, THT. That's just majorette. You just don't understand. Well, excuse the fuck out of me. Excuse me. I didn't know. Maybe I'm missing it. I don't know, though. I'm not about to. Okay, it's African tribe. Hey, maybe. It's African tribe. Maybe. If it's our tribe people, maybe I'm ignorant to it. I can accept that Women's Fear podcast. I can accept that. Maybe I'm ignorant to it. Maybe I just don't know. I just know that there'll be some guys in that crowd that won't be thinking that it's an African tribe dance. Are we willing to accept that? I just know that there are some guys in that crowd. They're going to be sitting looking at that little girl like, wow, that's nice. That's what I'm concerned about as a father. I get that, though. I get that. But at the end of the day, somehow the words of protection that I had towards the children were misconstrued as me attacking black women, right? But once again, we already know that if the message being said by the messenger simply fits the narrative of the message that wants to be consumed by the people, right? That ultimately it doesn't matter what you are attacking, or it doesn't matter the truth or the righteousness in that, because you are going against the narrative, right? There's already a severe pedophilic problem inside of the black community. The last thing we need is 7-year-old girls dancing with tights in their stomach out. Call me crazy. All right, we're going to be talking about abuse and all this other different types of stuff. Let's be honest. You said, yeah, I'll give you tribe. I appreciate you giving me tribe, Women's Sphere. I think THT learned from that experience. Hey, listen, I'm a hard-headed learner. I'll say that. I'm just gonna somebody do it. Yeah, I'm just gonna all I can do is just be honest, man. That's all I can do. I just be honest. I just be honest. I feel how I feel and I say how I feel. If it's wrong, then maybe I can accept being wrong. I just know that I feel like I'm right most of the time. Doesn't everybody though? I feel like I'm right most of the time. I try to correct or to make sure that I'm on the right path, but hey, I know I'm not probably right all the time. All right, we're going to round this out, y'all. Ravana said that's why it's important to have fathers in the home. Family structure is essential now more than ever. I appreciate and I completely agree with you there, Ravana. Our Women's Sphere podcast says dancing will be seen or viewed as sexual by black women. Everything we do is sexy, SMH, this is sad. Well, hey, that could be possible. Women's Sphere, Adriana says, hi, Women's Sphere. Hey, Women's Sphere. Queen of the South says, Nia, I love to see it. Listening to the black community, you would think you have to be light-skinned or mixed to live in luxury. You don't. Okay. Said, I don't think that's the real woman's sphere. It might be. It might not be. You never know. I'm pretty sure it's the real woman's sphere, but maybe it's not. Some people make the accounts, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it is. And if it's not, either way, we're happy to have them watching. All right, y'all. Oh, I know. Not with the hard R. I'm done. For sure. I'm like, yeah, banned hate speech. Listen, y'all, this is it. I've already said enough tonight that'll probably definitely get me in trouble. So we're going to go ahead and count my eggs before they hatch, ladies and gentlemen. You're not supposed to, but I'm counting them. All right. I've gone past my alluded, my allotted mercies. Too many perverted men out here. Another moderator just handled this. U2 is saying absolutely. I'd show y'all a clip, but I'm not going to right now. And because we were supposed to be talking about that in a little bit. Not now at all right now. But anyways, y'all, this is going to be it. I'm wrapping this up. Seriously, I'm wrapping this up. Thank you so much for everybody. Thank you so much for everybody that was here tonight. How long have we been going? Did I give you a decent amount of show? 2 hours and 11 minutes? That's pretty decent. Take care of yourself, y'all. thehonestTruthYT@gmail.com. I gotten some of y'all's emails. And if I haven't responded to them, because I got a couple people that wanted to, work and do collaborations and stuff like that. I'll say that I'm not really as big on doing collaborations right now, to be honest, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess I'll put this out now. Only because it tends to be a little bit more difficult in the future. And things just, you never know where people's brands or images is going to go. So as far as collaborations, I'm probably not going to be doing as much of that. But if you have businesses or a business opportunity as far as sponsorships go, then email me at thehonestTruthYT@gmail.com. thehonestTruthYT@gmail.com. Do that. And then we can get up with each other, have my people call your people, yada, yada, yada. I love you so much, y'all. Take care of yourself. I will see you tomorrow night, same time, 9 p.m. CT. Come with it. Leave your emotions at the door or bring them with you. Either way, we're not going to be that bad. We're never that bad. Unless you're that bad as a human being, and then in which case we might be or match that energy with you. Anyways, I'm Truth. This is it. Good night. I bid you an adieu and au revoir. I'm off to learn Danish, or at least start in a few minutes here, thanks to this lovely technology that we have. I'll see you tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, then just know that whenever I see you again, wherever that is, that I look forward to that meeting. Good night.